Determine the coordinate of the x-intercepts, the y-intercepts, any vertical asymptotes, horizontal asymptotes for the rational function, and then graph it. Okay, sounds like a lot, but each of these pieces is not too bad. X-intercepts, these occur whenever the numerator is equal to 0. So we just take what's in the numerator, set it to 0, and solve. So negative 3x equals negative 4, or x equals 4/3. So I have an x-intercept at 4/3 and 0. So that's just a little bit beyond positive 1. Okay, y-intercepts. Y-intercepts occur at a point where the y-coordinate is the ratio of constants. So if I take the constants in these two, 4 over 1, and divide, that's going to be the location of the y-intercept. So 0, 4. The vertical asymptotes. Vertical asymptotes are similar in concept then to the x-intercepts, but it's where the denominator is equal to 0. So if I take this equation in the denominator and set it to 0 and solve, I get x equals negative 1/2. So x equals negative 1/2 is a horizontal line here at, whoops, vertical asymptote. It's obviously not a horizontal line, it's a vertical line at negative 1/2. So there we go. Okay, and horizontal asymptotes. What we do here is we compare the degrees of the numerator and denominator. So here the degrees are equal, and when the degrees are equal, we take the ratio of the leading term coefficients. So we're going to take the negative 3 over 2, and that's going to be a horizontal line. It is a horizontal line this time, and it's at negative 3/2, so at negative 1.5. Okay, so now we need to decide where our graph exists. And what happens is the asymptotes bend the graph toward infinity. So it sort of directs these graphs to infinity. All right, so we could have a portion of the graph up here in this upper quadrant or down here in this lower quadrant, but I'm certain it's not in the upper one because there's no x-intercept here for the graph to cross. We would have found that in our list of x-intercepts otherwise. So this is part of my graph, and I'll just change it to this color. Similarly, I'm not going to have a part of the graph down here because I don't have any other y-intercepts down here. But I do have an y-intercept and an x-intercept up here to cross through in order to get to both of those asymptotes in this part. So that's what my graph looks like.